Kozachenko with us, his dear wife Olga. They are missionaries to the Jewish people, and we've supported them a long time, known them for a long time, appreciate their friendship, love them in the Lord, and looking forward to getting an update on their ministry. And so that's what I asked him to do, is take 5 or 10 minutes today and just update the congregation on where they're at with everything now as they are in their ministry. So I'll just turn over to him and let him update us all. Y'all pray for him.
Good morning, church. Again. Good morning. So good to be with you this morning. And I've already mentioned that we are your missionaries, Eugene and Olga Kozachenko. You asked me, where are the kids? You know, from the prayer cards. They're gone. There's just the two of us now. Well, our oldest daughter is now married, and she's in Richmond, Kentucky. You figure you'd take your kids here for 30 years. They start marrying and, you know, just and so our oldest son, Nikita, he is in Ukraine, and this is his prayer card that I would ask you to please pick up on the way out. So pray for this boy as a father and as a minister myself. I'm so proud of him. Stay there in Ukraine, continuing the work, and now he's pastoring the Nora Baptist Church and does all the military outreaches and everything that we used to do together. Now he's in charge of all of that in Ukraine. That's our second child. Our third child, Sophia. She is a second-year student at West Coast Baptist College. She will be starting her third year. And our youngest son, Evan, now the first-year student at West Coast Baptist College in Lancaster, California. Both of them right now are on 3 months-long Jewish outreaches. Sophia is in Los Angeles, Evan is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, reaching the Jewish people for the Lord through their college teams that they're broken up. They're sent out to all these different cities in America. So that's something that my wife and I are looking forward to doing when we're in Los Angeles in August. Hopefully my 2 kids will take us, Olga and I, to all these Jewish neighborhoods that they're accustomed to doing, and something new to us here in America. In that regard, we already have a picture of Evan picked up by police for solicitation, and so he's having a selfie with the cops, you know, just they're all smiling. He's a jokester, so everything's all right there. But see, people don't want to hear about the Lord, and the first thing they enter the neighborhood, somebody calls the police, and so they ask them to leave. And so that's the ministry here in America. It's kind of tough. You know, everybody's saved and everybody drives, and you don't see people. So you got to go to the areas where you bump shoulders with people, and you can be in front of them. And so that's one of the challenges for us. But also, I would like to be able to answer in my ministry this question: when was the last time you witnessed to a Jew? And that's a legitimate question you ask any missionary, you know, if he goes to certain people. But so I'd like to be able to answer just this week. Right. And so with that, we will be relocating to hopefully Chattanooga, Tennessee, after we go to all these churches that we report to. Mainly in Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. We have a lot of supporting churches there. We'll travel to the west, to California by the states of Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee, and then Arizona and California, and come back. So we'll pick up a lot of supporting churches in these 3 months' time. We're not going into new churches, just the supporting ones. The reporting about the work, we'll have to see at the end of the year how our support is doing. Should be okay, and we're looking forward to what the Lord may have us do, that now we're here in this country, reaching the Jewish people. Please remember that our ministry is to not so much to the where as much as to the who, and not so much to the place as it is to the people. That's right. And the Jewish people are scattered all over the world, but like I said this morning, most of them are here in this country, in the United States of America. So God has moved us since year 2017. We prayed and we agreed with Brother Henry Bennick, our director, that we will make our way to the United States eventually, and we'll continue the ministry here. And one of the things that Brother Henry will be working himself out of the job, and then may be heading the organization. Would like to be not an administrative role that we'll be in, but a missionary work that we'll try to broaden the scope of our ministry, reaching the Jewish people, not just in America, but also other countries. We always invite our supporting pastors and maybe church groups to go on some of our short-term outreaches that we hold in Cuba, Guatemala, Philippines, Ukraine, and other countries. Like for 7 to 10 days, you can go with us and that's always available. But this is where we at now. Excuse me. And this morning I would like, among many things, but most importantly, thank you for all that you've done for us. Please know that all of the results that we had in our ministry up to this point are accredited to your account. We did nothing but your extended arm there in Ukraine, reaching the Jews and the Gentiles for the Lord. And the time's been very hard, especially for the past almost 3 years with this full-blown invasion that Russia's waging against us, and so many things are happening. But one of the things that stands out, especially these last days, is our military ministry. My son and I, we had to become official chaplains with our army. So that would open more doors for us to go in and see the soldiers. We used to go to the very front lines, and then they stopped us from doing that. So we get to the second line of defense, and then they would stop us from doing that because it becomes more and more dangerous. And so we get to the third line of defense. There are different lines of defense. And our city is only 50 miles away from the war front. And people ask, how's Nikita doing? How safe is it for him there? It's not like bombs and bullets dangerous because, they're still away from the front. But there are ballistic missiles flying, kamikaze drones almost every night. And so the air raid alerts are like crazy, like paralyzes the life of the whole city, the whole country actually. And so we would go to the hospitals to reach the soldiers. And at the time, they would not let us go to the heavily wounded ones. So we go to the lightly wounded soldiers. And then it would stop us from doing that in time. So as much as the government takes over all these areas where before they were not able to take care of all the aspects of ministry. And so we would go to the families of the soldiers and many deceased soldiers. And then we would go to minister to the refugees. And so obtaining humanitarian aid to take with us as we go. And a lot of churches, by the way, participated in what's called our War Relief Fund. At the start of the war, a lot of churches, and I'm sure your church did too, sent to that fund, and that fund has been distributed to relieve the effects of the war. If the family or company or whoever is suffering because of the war, they're there to help with that money. So we're thankful for that. Another little thing that I want to mention, they called me a chocolate soldier. What that is I would load up on chocolate, and a lot of you already smiled when I mentioned chocolate. I have never seen anybody without a smile when they see a chocolate bar, and they know they're going to get it. And so these soldiers, we go to where they are with a lot of chocolate and gospel literature. And so we give them chocolate and then open the doors for us to witness to them. We had great conversations. People say, as a result of this chocolate ministry, that ceased to exist during the summertime because the chocolate melted. So we had to stop that. But a lot of things to talk about. I don't want you to feel like you're trying to drink from the fire hydrant listening to me. But there's so much. But most importantly, we're here and we still have time to continue the ministry before the Lord comes back. We're just praying that we'll all stand together in this ministry to the Jewish people that we're primarily to, and that we'll continue until He comes. Please do that with us and for us. Continue your prayers, please. On your way out, there is a subscription sheet, and some of you already asked me if you received my prayer letters, but you would like to receive Nikita's. Please still put your email address there. I'll run it against my database. I'll see that you're on there, so I'm not going to answer the second time, but I'll know to add that to Nikita's prayer letter list, so you will be receiving his prayer letters. Maybe there's a little Star of David circled it. That way I know that you want his. And pick up our prayer cards, please. Pray for us. It is very important, and we are glad to be back. We thought we know West Virginia. We thought that we've been to a lot of places. It's not a big state, but yesterday your pastor proved me otherwise. And I proved you wrong. There's some places we haven't been to, and it's beautiful. And of course, the people are the most beautiful part about West Virginia. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Amen.